Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now it's 6:30.
This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. Well, as we know, traffic can be a nightmare just about anywhere in Central Florida, right? But if you've traveled I-75 in the Ocala area, you might agree with Governor Ron DeSantis, who calls it one of the worst stretches in the entire state.
Agreed. But the governor wants to fix it by speeding up a project to add new lanes to I-75. News 6's Laverne McGee shows us how this could get results for thousands of commuters.
When I heard this morning that Governor Ron DeSantis was speeding up a construction project in Ocala near I-75, I hopped in the car to head that direction and check it out.
We launched a program a couple years ago called Moving Florida Forward. Because we had such an enormous budget surplus, we were able to take many billions of dollars, plow it into our current transportation program, take projects that weren't even scheduled to start till next decade, immediately infuse those with cash, start them as soon as possible, and then deliver the final result 5-10 years ahead of schedule.
Under the plan announced on Tuesday, the state will spend about $541 million to add more lanes to a stretch of I-75 between State Road 44 and State Road 326. The head of the Florida Department of Transportation calls this area one of the worst sections of interstate in the entire state of Florida. When I got to the area, I met Deanna Harrison, who's lived around here for 34 years.
I hate to see it increase so much traffic, but yes, I do feel that that's necessary because we can't move. We're all on top of one another here, and it's just too difficult to get anywhere.
I also met Loretta, a truck driver for over 30 years who's traveled up and down these roads with a 70-foot Freightliner. Sometimes it's like a parking lot, though, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you sit still for a long time just waiting, and if they have an accident, you end up waiting even longer.
Governor DeSantis also said that the I-75 interchange expansion will improve traffic flow when the new Buc-ee's convenience store will be built by the exit.
It's just difficult to get from point A to point B in the right amount of time. No one likes to see the construction, and it does take forever, and it is costly, but it's necessary. If we're going to have all these people living here, then it needs to expand.
Fasten your seatbelts. The project won't be done overnight. They say it'll take 3 to 4 years to complete. Laverne McGee, getting results, News 6.
And by all these people, she means us.
Yes. Yeah, here's the thing. When you drive that way, especially if you're going Turnpike to 75 and maybe to 10, I-10, you just have to just know in your mind, you have to tell yourself and prepare yourself that there's going to be stoppage.
There will be, but you also have to tell the people in front of you, behind you, beside you, just to be patient and that there will be stoppage, and don't do 40 in the fast lane.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot going on.
I know, but I think what drives me more nuts is like when somebody's on my rear end.
And you're doing 90
I go,
already.
look, can you not see the traffic even farther? I have nowhere to go. Just chill. Give me a second. Anyway.
All right. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk. Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas joins us now with a look at a beautiful day out there.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. We finally got rid of the clouds. We were talking about that yesterday, that drier air would pour in behind the system. Here is that system, by the way, kind of blowing up over the Atlantic. Cold front now extended well back into the Bahamas, and behind that front, we have that drier air spilling down. So after all the cloud cover we started today with, and certainly yesterday with all the rain, we now have dry air all the way from the Florida Peninsula back up through the southeast corner of the United States, and that's how we're going to keep things over the next couple of days. 63 at the Cape right now. Oviedo, we're checking in at 66. The Villages, we're also back into the mid-60s. Warm spot is Ocala. We are at 70 degrees. Skies will continue to clear through the overnight, through the evening and overnight. We're back to the low 60s by 9 o'clock, 60 degrees by 11, back to the upper 50s on the other side of midnight. It's going to be cool tomorrow, but seasonably cool. You might want the light jacket as temperatures slip back into the mid-50s. Much warmer days are coming before another round of chilly air arrives just before the weekend. We're going to pinpoint a small roller coaster ride coming up in about 15 minutes, guys.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. A broken cable box in a Winter Park backyard has caused major headaches for one property manager trying to get the place repaired for new renters. When she got few answers, she contacted News 6 to get results.
And News 6 reporter Stephanie Rodriguez explains what happened and what you should do if you find yourself in a similar situation.
Cable boxes are all over the place, allowing companies to distribute service to customers in a certain area. But who do you call if one's broken and you can't figure out who it belongs to? That's what happened at this duplex in Winter Park. It's under renovation by the property owners, but a backyard discovery created some setbacks.
Initially, when Reggie, the contractor, was going through the backyard, he saw 3 boxes that were in our backyard. He saw open cable boxes and wires flung over the PVC fence a few times.
Property manager Karen Kuo sent News 6 photos of the broken boxes and exposed wires. She says this was a safety hazard that limited her ability to renovate.
But because Reggie said that there was no way any contractor would touch those cable boxes because they have easement rights, he wasn't going to rectify the situation. And he said, good luck finding a contractor who will.
Easement laws that allow companies to have access to private property for certain services is the reason that the boxes were back here to begin with. But they were so old and broken, she couldn't figure out which company they belonged to. After contacting her local government for help, Kuo was told they had no authority to remove the boxes. She also reached out to the Federal Communications Commission. She says soon after that, Spectrum came out to take their box and told her the remaining one belonged to Comcast. That's when she emailed News 6. Our team contacted Comcast about the issue, and they sent a crew out to fix it. But when we got to the property, we found this exposed wire. I reached out to Comcast and sent them photos of it, and within hours, they sent a technician out to take a look. But here's the thing. They said that it didn't belong to them and that theirs was buried. In a statement, Comcast said if an individual does have a concern about Comcast equipment in their neighborhood, they should contact customer support. But Kuo says after her experience, she recommends going higher up.
You can try to talk directly to the cable company just so you have a paper trail, but I doubt you're going to get anywhere. I think the FCC is the best way to go.
In Winter Park, Stephanie Rodriguez, Getting Results, News 6.
Yeah,
who knew? That's a mess out there.
It is a mess, and it seems like, it's not us, it's them. It's not us, it's them.
Of course, just
and there's
kick the can
a
down
line
the
of
street.
people. You gotta check your boxes. Okay, I already checked with them. They already said no. Yeah, what a
it's just
mess.
good to know.
Yeah.
Well, there are now 1,000 fewer workers at America's national parks. Those cuts are part of the Trump administration's efforts to substantially reduce the federal workforce.
And the drop-in staff is ahead of spring break, of course, and one popular destination is along the Space Coast, talking about Canaveral National Seashore. News 6's James Barbero is looking into the impacts tonight.
So last week I reported on NASA reducing its workforce. Now I'm just next door to the Kennedy Space Center, wondering about job losses at the popular Canaveral National Seashore. This is video I've shot before of what a busy beach day looks like here. With today's weather, it's obviously not that kind of day, but there's still enough regulars here, I think, that I'll be able to talk to somebody how job losses might affect their visits here. All right, and it didn't take me long. I just met John here at the seashore. John's a fisherman from Titusville, and he was just going for a walk on the beach. What do you love so much about coming out here, John?
Oh, this is a beautiful natural preserve out here. I mean, you go up and down the coast and it's all condos and built up, and this is about the only real natural area that we have, just on the entire Florida coast almost,
It's our patch of paradise.
Yep.
But with 1,000 National Park Service workers nationwide losing their jobs, do you have any concerns now that this beach here might be affected?
This park isn't really heavily manned to begin with, so I'd be kind of surprised if they actually had to cut back on the time. We'll just have to see.
We did see a government shutdown here. That was back in 2018. And for those few weeks, there were no park rangers working at this gate, but they did leave the seashore open. The seashore did close in 2020. You don't expect a worst case scenario such as COVID 5 years ago when the seashore was closed, do you?
I couldn't see them doing that. They can keep this open with minimal staff, even if they have to cut people back. This place kind of takes care of itself,
I also spoke today with a retired member of the Merritt Island Wildlife Association. He told me that at the seashore, 2 employees have been let go, and here at the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge, a few more have been let go for now as well. I've emailed the federal agencies in charge of managing these properties. When we hear any information from them, we'll update this story on clickorlando.com. In Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results, News 6.
Your heart breaks for them because chances are that was the job they dreamed of doing since they were probably a kid. And if you've ever been to one of these parks and you needed help, those guys are there.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the most special pieces of property in the state of Florida.
So
It's truly old Florida, untouched, as that gentleman put it eloquently. It's a dying breed, unfortunately. Not enough places like that in the state of Florida, but it's credible to see that beach and how much beach is actually there as opposed to some other places along the Atlantic coast, especially. So, yeah, it's a special place.
Yeah, it really is. Here's what's trending right now on Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. As the SS United States heads to the Florida Panhandle to become an artificial reef off the coast of Destin, one of our own is looking back at his time aboard the once proud ocean liner. News 6 investigator Donovan Myrie rode the ship with his family when they immigrated to the United States from the United Kingdom. That was 56 years ago.
And with the ship traveling down Florida's Atlantic coast this week, Donovan chose clickorlando.com to share his family's journey, the celebrities on board with him, and the history of the largest ocean liner to be entirely constructed in the United States. Ginger, she's also the fastest ocean liner to cross the Atlantic Ocean in either direction.
Still holds that distinction, too.
And it looks like not a lot of upgrades have been made either.
No.
But what's so cool, I was talking to Donovan in the newsroom about this. He said, by talking to my dad about this and bringing the memories back, I had no idea that I had been to France along with that in that trip.
Isn't that great?
And I think that's so interesting. And if you have not read that story, please do.
It's really good. It's a good history lesson.
Yeah, it is.
Love it. And here are some of the other stories trending right now over on clickorlando.com. It's getting to be that time of year again when we lose an hour for daylight saving time. Clickorlando.com breaks down exactly when that starts in March and the debate over getting rid of it altogether. I feel like we just fell back.
Yeah, but notice the sunshine is
longer
than it's ever been. Well, not longer than it's ever been, but certainly
It's the same.
It feels like it. I go back to like when it was 5:30 and pitch black out. Not my favorite time of year. Anyway, it's always time. Definitely, for warm, soft pretzels with, of course, cheese dip. Sounds great. Maybe a beer cheese. That's exactly what Philly Pretzel Company will bring when it opens its first store in the Orlando area. Clickorlando.com has a sneak peek at their menu. Mini cheesecake stuffed pretzels. Need I say more?
Did you hear the buzz in the newsroom yesterday when that press release came out?
I did not. No.
I thought bonuses were being handed out. They were so excited.
People that jacked up,
They really were. I've not had one, but I can't wait to try it.
I love a soft pretzel with beer cheese. Oh, that is the best, not the best appetizer, but a top 3.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. 2 simple words that mean everything in Sumter County today.
Yeah, a 16-year-old who survived a horrific crash shared her gratitude to the people who helped save her life, the pride they have in seeing this young woman walk again.
First, though, Karen of Bunnell thinks a garage door opener is wonderful if it works. When hers didn't, she reached out to Eric Von Anken, and he is now getting results at home for her and anyone else who faces this problem. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in DeLand, Alafaya, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Karen.
Eric, hi. Good to see you.
So nice to meet you this way in your car. This is a first for me.
Kind of a strange way to meet, but
It
okay.
is. Clearly, you already know that I'm Eric Von Eyck and the Handy Newsman, and I don't know if you know that Destiny is in your back seat. And you have been trying, Karen, to get these 3 little buttons to work for a long time now.
Exactly.
You have your car manual.
Right, it's in the glove box.
Okay, we'll start there.
Okay, I'll let you work.
Aha. Okay, Karen's lucky because her car happens to have a garage door remote built into the visor, but it's got to be programmed first. That's why we need the manual. Step 1 is make sure you have your portable garage door remote handy, the one that came with your opener. Now here's your first house hack. Before you do any programming, the first thing you want to do is erase any old garage codes that might have been stored in this remote. So the manual tells me how to do that by pushing down these 2 buttons and holding them until the light blinks. Step 2, follow the instructions. Okay, first, with your vehicle parked outside the garage, switch your ignition to the on position, but do not start your vehicle. Then it says hold down both buttons, so that's the one on the handheld remote and on the visor until you see a red light start to flash. Well, it flashed, but it didn't stay solid red, which is what we need. Since that didn't work, we're going to try this. Further down in the instructions, it says programming your garage door motor. So we're going to give that a shot. It says go inside the garage and push the Learn button. I'm going to show you that. This is the Learn button. On this motor, it's actually called the Program button. You have to push it, or in this case, hold it. You'll see a light flash, and then you got 30 seconds to get back to the car. It says hold this for 2 seconds until it stops blinking. And look, that was it. That was the key. The Learn button made all the difference. Gotta go get Karen. All right, Karen. Push that button, the middle button.
It's going.
We got it?
Yay!
We got results at home in car.
Love it, love it.
Newsflash, Eric always gets results.
Anywhere.
He never misses, and he
Anywhere.
will find out a way to get
Yeah.
her done.
I mean, and that's one of those things. It's such an inconvenient thing when it is not
Oh
working.
my gosh, you
Because
ain't
don't,
kidding.
especially if it's raining, you're not getting out of your car.
I wish I had a garage. I don't have a garage.
Well, get him to build you one.
Maybe he can. Maybe he can. So I'm going to reach out. If you have a project that you'd like Eric to tackle, send him an email at gettingresultsathome@wkmg.com. Next week, Eric might just show up at your door. Hopefully, he comes to mine first. He's got a lot of work to do if he's
gonna have to
building a
pull a
garage from
permit.
scratch. Yeah, that requires
for your job.
permitting and things like that.
But,
We'll see.
You know, that's all right. All right, let's take you outside right now. This is our Mount Dora cam, where last night was a different story because it was raining out there, but it's a beautiful night out there right now. And it was not a bad afternoon. We actually saw some peaks of blue sky out there. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. We appreciated the rain because my lawn is much quieter today.
It's a double-edged sword. We needed it bad for sure.
Yeah.
We got the rain out of here, and now we're going to go back into our little dry stretch over the next 7 days, at least, really until we get into early next week. That'll be our next round. These are our next shot at rain. Sunshine going to be the story over the next few. Back in full force again tomorrow. After Ginger mentioned it, we had the breaks, and then it kind of just blasted right on rest before sunset. We're going to be nearing 80 degrees on Thursday. That gradual warm-up going to continue tomorrow, and then really by Thursday, that's going to be the warmest day of the week before another system, another cold front comes through Thursday into Friday. That'll chill us down a little bit to start the weekend. No rain expected with that one, though. Here is our system from yesterday that's way back out into the Atlantic. This is the water vapor imagery. Look at all the brown and orange on your screen. That's the drier air blasting in behind that system again, helping to get rid of the cloud cover that was around this morning. And now it has brought the sunshine back. We've been talking about it again. If you have a lawn, you know it's struggling if you're not watering it regularly. Yesterday, we picked up 1.14 inches of rain at the Orlando International Airport. Now compare that to the previous 33 days, the 33 days leading up to yesterday. only picked up a ½ inch of rain, just about, at the Orlando International Airport, the official observing site there. We made a big dent in the drought situation that most of Central Florida is in. Now, this is the drought monitor. This is updated weekly by the United States Department of Agriculture. So very anxious to see what they find after the very, very nice, gentle rain we had yesterday. But as it stands now, everybody in that moderate drought, or most everybody, otherwise it's that abnormally dry category. So right before the drought, I would expect some improvements of this. This takes into account the rain from Wednesday to Tuesday, so right on today. So yesterday's is going to count in the latest drought monitor that comes out on Thursday morning. We'll be sure to pass that along to you with the findings. Here's a live look outside Port Canaveral, Brevard County. Launch Credit Union camera tonight. We're back to the lower 60s under clear skies. The breeze at about 13 miles an hour at the port. We're at 66 in Kissimmee, mid-60s in Sanford, 61 degrees in Palm Coast. Now here's a look at your Pinpoint Accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Tomorrow morning, right where we should be. You might want the light jacket, though. We're back to the low to mid-50s. It's seasonably cool tomorrow afternoon. Just a few passing clouds when you wake up. There's 9 o'clock tonight. Stray cloud in the mix. Otherwise, again, that drier air continues to blast right on through, and sunshine should be dominant through most of the day, other than a few of those passing puffy heating of the day clouds. We're back to 78 Mount Dora tomorrow, 73 for us in Daytona Beach. Palm Bay, good evening. We are at 76 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and even warmer on Thursday as we push 80 degrees, sunshine coming our way. Mentioned before that other front that's out there, it looks like it's going to be a dry frontal passage. Doesn't have the oomph of the last one, but nonetheless, it does bring some cooler air back to Central Florida. Highs in the mid to upper 60s on Friday. It will be a chilly start on Saturday. I think most of us are waking up in the 40s again. Nice rebound in the temperature department, though. Mid to upper 70s for the weekend. It does not get much better than that, in my opinion, either, guys.
Yeah, grab a coffee Saturday morning,
Oh my
wait for it
gosh.
to warm up a little bit, and then head on out.
That's perfect.
Thank you, Jonathan. We are hitting the road in Oviedo. If you live or work in that community, let us know what makes it so special, or if you have any concerns you want us to look into. Head on over to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad to share your story with us. We look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, it used to be a secret.
Not
Hidden
anymore.
gem, the secret's out. And I have a secret to tell you. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Is that a secret?
No.
Coming up in the morning, another busy local road in line for a major makeover.
What the state has planned to try and get results and improve safety in Ocala, and when the public will be able to get an up-close look.
Plus, your Pinpoint weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We'll see you for News 6 Morning starting at 5.
Well, it's been more than a month since Briley Law survived a fiery crash in Sumter County, but lost her father right after her 16th birthday.
Yeah, she credits the men and women who saw the crash and stopped to help with saving her life. And today, they were recognized by the sheriff for their heroic actions. News 6 reporter Catherine Silver got to see those emotional moments.
Nice to meet you.
This is the first time we're meeting 16-year-old Briley Law.
Things have been good. You're feeling good?
Yeah. But it's not the first time we've told you her story. In January, we went all the way to Gainesville, where her mother told us all about the crash that killed Briley's father, Joel, and left her fighting for her life at Shands Hospital.
The first few days, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me.
Troopers say a driver who ran a stop sign and caused the chain reaction crash on State Road 44 in Wildwood left the scene. More than a month later, Briley is walking on her own and telling us what she's been through.
I will fear no evil, for you are with me, Psalms 23. And then I got his initials and a cross.
And that's for your dad.
And how she's doing now.
I know you love horses. Have you heard about whether you're going to get to ride again soon?
He's already on one ride. And
you weren't joking when you said she's a fighter.
It turns out this is a day full of introductions.
The men and women you see up here, the vehicle was on fire. They pulled Briley out, ultimately saving your life.
That's where Kathy Alexander, Mark Malone, and Travis Kish come in.
Thank you, buddy.
Seeing the heroes who helped for the first time.
I'm so glad to see you.
It's overwhelming for a teenage girl and her family.
My manager let me go home from work early that day.
Travis Kish says he was just in the right place at the right time.
I made it a priority to get it to the truck first, extinguish the fire and get them out. But I couldn't have done it without other people, too.
He hopes his actions inspire others to do the right thing.
Don't just be an onlooker, you know what I mean?
How do you feel knowing that your actions probably saved her life?
I have a lot of mixed emotions. For me to be able to see her and up and alive was a good thing in my eyes, that, you know, she will be able to carry on with her life, and that to me is more than anything.
Sometimes it's the moments where there are no words that mean the most. In Sumter County, Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
I mean, don't you wonder what would have happened if Travis had not gone home early that day, or his manager had said, no, you can't go home early?
Or if it was someone other than Travis. I mean,
coincidence.
We need more people like Travis in this world to, I mean, his comments saying like, hey, listen, people need to step up. If they see something like that, don't be just a passerby, be a good Samaritan.
I mean, but I'll be honest, I would run.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what your
fire.
natural tendency is to do.
Wow.
But thank God he was
Wishing
there.
her the best in her recovery, too.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. We'll see you back at 11. Hope you have a great night.